Hey guys, this is how we made our stew today. So first of all, you wash your hands and then you wash your proteins, whatever you want to use. Here I'm using beef and cow skin. Then I blended some ginger, onions, some locust beans, and some garlic, and then added it to it. And I added some spices you can see in the video. Mostly I add all the spices before I add salt. The reason why I do that is I don't want the proteins to be overwhelmed with too much salt. So I add all the spices, taste it first to see, because at times some of the spices contain salt. Taste it first to see before I add my salt to it, making sure everything is balanced and well. So you can use any type of protein you prefer. You can use goat meat, any source of protein. But here I'm using beef with cow skin, which is called wele in Chi and Pomo and Nigerian dialects. So this is it. I'm showing you the other spices I use. Some garlic, ginger, the spices to give it more flavor. And then you add your water, and then add some a little bit of oil to it. Then you add some water, and then you cover it up. You stir it, and then you cover it up, and then you leave it for it to cook. Please be watching the stove that you are cooking on so that it doesn't burn. Leave it for it to cook. So here you can see me stirring the pot, and I'm gonna taste to see how it is, especially with the salt. And if it's not enough, then now I can go ahead and add my salt to it. Yeah, that's what I mostly do. I don't want it to be too salty. Yes, so while I'm doing that, I wash my hands again. Then I go ahead and wash the tomatoes that I'll be using for this stew. So fresh tomatoes and some peppers, habanero, whichever you want. You can, and then some bell peppers. I don't use too much bell peppers because I don't want it to overwhelm the stew. I use at times half of the bell peppers because it's tomato stew. I don't want it to overwhelm the stew. So that's what I do. Then I add a little bit of smoke dried shrimp to it. Then I add more ginger that I've blended. I always have ginger and garlic and onions blended along with locust beans. It's giving more flavor. Then I add it to it. Then I add my spices here too. Most spices I use are Italian seasoning, parsley, oregano. I love those. A little bit of chicken seasoning, and then add a little bit of oil because you're about to roast it in the oven. So that's what I'm doing, making sure that everything is well seasoned well. And then I put it in the oven and I roast. So my oven is shows roast. I put it at 450 and I make sure I keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn, so that it can cook well and roast well and give it more flavor. So this is what I'm doing. Yeah, while doing all that, I'm still checking my meat to make sure it is not overcooked or it's not hot the way to my liking. Yes, so that's what I'm doing. And with this stew, you can eat it with plain rice. You can transform it with the same stew to jollof rice, or you can eat it with rice and beans. In rice and beans, we call it wache in Ghanaian culture. So that's what I'm doing. Variety. You can even eat it with spaghetti. Whatever thing you prefer, it's up to you. Yes, so this is what I did with the tomatoes. I seasoned it, did all that, and I add a little bit of salt to it, and then all the spices. You see, I'm adding the Italian seasoning to it, and then once everything is set and done, if you don't have all those spices, do the spices that you have that you like to use. It's okay. Yes, but here I use oregano, parsley, all the spices I use, and while steaming the proteins with the same spices I use here. So please do what you have, use what you have, and I add the oil to it. And then once that is done, make sure it goes to every part of the tomatoes, and then I put it in the whole oven on roast. Then I come back to check on our protein, make sure it's well cooked. I stir it and check the texture to see how soft it is. I don't want it to be too hard or too soft because we are going to put it in the stew. I prefer not to fry my proteins because the base of the stew is going to be oil. So if I fry it and put it again in oil, it's going to be too much oil. No, I prefer my protein well seasoned, boiled to the tea, and then we put it in the stew. Yes, I don't like to fry my protein. No. The oil is too much at times. Yeah, so that's what I prefer. If you want to fry your protein, that is fine. Just do what you prefer. Yes, but I prefer to rather boil it and steam it to the tea, and then I put it in the stew. So that's what I'm doing. Then you taste it while still tasting to make sure that the seasoning is right. So this is how it turned out. I want to do the stew in the same pot, so I put it in a different bowl. Yes, I put it in a different bowl, and then I went ahead to check on my tomatoes. I still went ahead to grind more ginger, onions, and garlic to add more flavor to it. I love it. I cannot do any cooking without ginger, garlic, and and onions. I just love it. Yeah. So the tomatoes is well roasted. That's how it looked like, and now I'm blending it. I blend it real smooth, so you see they're very smooth. And now we started frying the stew. So this is it. This is what I use. You can use olive oil, you can use sunflower oil, whatever you prefer. So that's what I do mostly. After I put the oil and it's hot, I put bay leaf, but today I don't have bay leaves, so I'm using rosemary, which is really good too for flavor. Then I go ahead and add my onions, my sliced onions. That's what I do. And then I put more of the smoked shrimp, smoked dry shrimp to it to give it its flavor. We need all the flavor we can get, because later I'm going to cook jollof rice. I put some curry powder into it, and then some of the ginger and the garlic and onions I blended into it. We need flavor, and leave it to fry to the tip. When I say fry, like fry. Yeah, you see. Now it got to a point my mom had to calm down because the flavor was just hitting her upstairs. It went all the way, traveled all the way upstairs too. She had to come. I was still watching my Korean drama at the background, so yeah, that's what happened. It was just, the flavor was just too much. I add some habanero green pepper to it. Yeah, flavor for this stew. Yes, that's what happened here. And then after I add the habanero pepper to it, I let it fry. Yes, I let it fry, and I add some tomato paste, 1.5 tomato paste, because it's going to be a lot of stew. 1.5, you can choose to use half depending on what you prefer. That's because I'm going to cook a storm with it. So 1.5 tomato paste, that's what I use. I use Gino preferably. That's what I prefer. I get my Gino tomato paste at the African shop. That's what I get. At times the Nigerian people sell it, or the Mexican shop have it. The grocery shops, they have it. The Ghanaian shops too, they have it, and the Nigerian shops too, they have it. The grocery shops, yes. I prefer Gino. You can use your hands, whatever tin tomato paste you have or you prefer, what is available. Yeah, that's my mom right there. It was like, well, why are you cooking? Because she was sleeping, and when she woke up, yeah. So I put the tomatoes to paste. I call it tomato paste or tin tomatoes. Yeah, it's Gino. 1.5 of that, and then I stir it, making sure it's all smooth together with the oil. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, flavor. It's flavor and tasty. Yeah, so you fry and fry it. You really have to have time to do this, because if you want your stew to be very flavorful, you have to put a lot of time into it. Yes. Yes, for me, when I'm tired, I don't cook because I want to give my family their best. Yes, because the best ingredient is love. So if I'm tired and overwhelmed and I'm stressed out, no. I want to give them all my best. So I make sure I get the much needed rest before I cook for my family because they deserve it. Ha! That's my family. I don't play about them. So this is it. So this is how I stirred it to make it all smooth. You see, yeah, stir it and mix it very well. It's well mixed. You can even smell. I believe you can smell the flavor in your screen. Is so flavorful. So whilst this is well fried to the tea, we'll go ahead and add our blended tomatoes, the roasted one that we did. We blended. Yes, we are gonna add it now. Yes. So I'm still stirring the pot. Yes, we go ahead and add it now. Yeah, we mostly eat this stew with rice. Like I said, plain rice. You can eat it with your basmati boiled jasmine. I prefer jasmine rice because I love the flavor. You can also eat it with rice and beans, whatever you want. Just do what you love. So now we are adding the roasted blended tomatoes to it. You see, then you rinse the blender to make sure everything is out of it into the stew. Don't put too much water in the blender. You don't want it to be so watery, because remember we still have some of the stock out from the meat that we cooked in there, so we don't want too much extra water outside. We want to use all the ingredients we used in the meat in there because we want this stew flavorful, tasty, nutritious, everything in it. Yes, so we still leave it to boil. It got to a time it was boiling so much that it was spilling the whole kitchen. So I had to cover it a little bit. Yeah, for it to cook well. Yeah. It was spilling. This thing hits you. It's so painful because it's hot. Yeah, so that's what happened. So we're still stirring it so that it doesn't get burnt. So you have to have time to do this. If you really want your stew to look like that, that's what you need to do. Yeah, mostly I do it on my off day so that I can get all the time in the world, do my personal development and go ahead and cook for my family, Yeah, so this is me. I'm putting all the ingredients, I'm not leaving no tomatoes on 10. It has to end up in the stew. So that's what I went ahead to do. Rinse a little bit of what is left and put it back into the stew. So now you see what it's doing. I had to excuse myself for the time being and then cover it up. So and lower the stove, the heat. Yes, I put it on low. So this is it. Yep, this was it. And while you are doing all that, you are cleaning as you go, making sure that your surroundings are clean. Yes, so that once you are done and you are tired, you don't have to do much. So you clean as to go. You clean as you go, honey. That's the goal. Yep, and clean as you go. So yeah, so this is how it turned out. Now we are about to introduce our protein into it very soon. So hold on, it's coming. Yep. About to introduce the protein. So once the stew is really fried, in you see a much. Yes, it's really fried. You should taste it and see. It smells so good, especially when you warm it. I gave some to my coworker, and she loves it. It tastes good. Me, I tell you, when I finish cooking, I'm so tired. I can't eat much. I just eat a little bit. Yeah, so that's where it is. My family enjoyed it very, very well. Yes, we're gonna cook jollof later. So, but today we ate with plain rice. So I wait for it to really cook, and then while we are at it, excuse me. where I cook this stew. I know the stew is tired. I really fried it. I fried it to the tea. I want my stew very fried. Like it can be there for days. It won't go bad because I fry it very well. Make sure it's fried well. Or smooth. Yes. Very, very smooth. So that's how we do it. And I tasted to make sure the seasoning and everything is up to par. Yes. So we're still frying all my day. I'm taking my time for you to see how much time it took. Yeah, because if you want it well, you have to invest in it well. And then now we introduce the proteins. Yeah, the cow skin, the which is called the pomo, and then the beef to it. And now we stir, we mix it all together in the pot. Make sure everything is in there. Yes, you stir. You take your time to really stir. The way it landed on that rice, my God, it was really nice. So at this point, I had to go bring more habanero green peppers to it. At times, when we cook back home, we add some pepper in there for more flavor and some onions. The onions, I cut it in round form. I washed my hands. I washed the onions, cut it in round form. Yeah, to garnish it very well, to garnish the stew. So that's what I do. At times, if you want to add your vegetables, like your green peppers, the big ones, yeah, the bell pepper, the green ones, or the yellow pepper, the bell pepper, the yellow ones. It's up to you, but I just choose to do only the onions. Yes, only the onions. So I put it into round forms, like circle form, like the way I'm cutting it, and then I do it that way. You see it in the video on how I put it in the stew. Yes, that's how I do my. You take your time and then you wash it, and then I don't know what I was saying here. Oof. Yeah, so that is it. Yeah, we're about to introduce the onions to it. You see how it look? Oh my God, you should taste it and see. Oh my God. You should taste it and see. I was like, now ever since you started doing content, your food tastes extra amazing. No, keep on doing it. I'm like, bro, your food already tastes amazing, but then now because you're doing it for your audience, it's like to the highest degree. Well, I will take it and enjoy it. So my husband loves rice very, very well. So rice, especially his favorite is rice with spinach stew. And stew, he can eat rice the whole day. Like he doesn't get tired of eating rice. My husband doesn't get tired of eating rice. Like can eat rice morning, afternoon, evening with any stew. Like he loves rice. So this is what it was. And then we put the onions into it. Can you hurry up, madam? Before I wake you. Okay. I put it into it. Yeah, like this. We are garnishing the stew. Yeah. We did catering. And I took this out. We are garnishing the stew. Yeah. Once you wash your hands, it's okay if you do what you need to do. I beg. Like I said, I'm not a caterer. I'm not a professional. This is how I cook for my family. So if I miss something, you can see my family is alive. Yeah. So I'm not a professional. I didn't go to school for catering. I went to school for respiratory therapy and financial professional. This I didn't go to school for catering. This is what my mom taught me. My mom, my aunt. This is what they taught me. Yeah. So it's how I do it for my family for all these years. My cousins, my nieces, they know. My nephews. This is how I do it. So And then it's all set. You, like I said, you always wash your hands and you clean as you go. Hand hygiene is everything. Yeah, hand hygiene is everything, especially when it comes to food going into your mouth and stomach where you can't see. You have to make sure you wash your hands. So yeah, so guys, this is how this beef stew was made. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions, yeah, or what I missed until in this while making this stew. I'm always open to criticisms. I think that makes me better if it's given respectfully. So yeah, so this is how it was done. And then I added the habanero green pepper to also add more flavor to it. Yes, so this is how the stew was prepared. So I hope it helps in case you want to make your beef stew or your goat stew and you don't know how to do it. You can always come to my page to view it. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions on the measurements and all that, because the measurements, my dear, it just happen. I don't measure anything. I just sprinkle whatever I want to sprinkle, and when something my instinct tells me stop, it's enough, then I stop. I don't measure it's 2 teaspoon or 3 teaspoon. I don't know that. Yeah, so do you, but just let me know in the comments what you think. So this is how our stew was made. While I was preparing this stew, my mom was boiling rice. Yeah, because we wanted some quick rice. Yeah, so boiling rice, and then we did it in the rice cooker. We did it, and then here we are. I love my food, very flavorful, seasoned to the T. Because honey, if you are not seasoning, it's really in seasoning. Yeah. We gotta season it to the T. While also minding our salts and all that. So yeah, you don't want to overwhelm it with seasoning. Make sure everything is balanced. A little bit of everything in moderation. And so we have it. So our stew is all done. Yeah, if you feel like the oil is too much, you can use a spoon to take some of it out. But I keep my oil this way because I'm going to put the oil on the spaghetti to make it colorful. Or my gari is made up of cassava. Yes, when I cook it with wache. Yes, so at times I need a little bit of oil. Yeah, but not too much oil. Like you see, it's not too much oil. It's not overwhelming oil that you can't even see the stew. Yes. So Ghanaians use the oil for so many things. Yeah, I don't think that we use it for so many things. So we use it to make gari, to eat it with our wache. So this was it after I ate it with the rice. My mom served me with the rice. And then I was watching my movies, and then at this point I had to turn off the TV because it was sitting bad.